Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies, and merchandise. My name is Sinead.
My name's Kate. Hi, guys. How's it going?
I'm good, Kate. How are you?
I'm here.
And it's not a Tuesday. We're recording on a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. I actually forgot about that.
Spicing it up this week.
All the days are the same to me.
Except for yesterday, you had a pre-Pancake Tuesday, Pancake Tuesday.
Oh, no, Sinead, don't tell the world that. No.
I love that you
fully
just like
functioning
went
adult.
with it though.
I own a house. I am adult.
But I love that you were just like, rather than just like, no, we'll wait a week. I like that you were just like, no, it is Pancake Tuesday today.
So basically, we get our food shops on a Tuesday. So I book them in advance with like just a random selection of items. And then we go back Monday evening and I do the actual list. And we do out the dinners and stuff. And the pancakes were one of the dinners because we thought that Pancake Tuesday was this week, i.e. the 9th of February, but it's not. It's next week. And it was only yesterday morning, I was like to Ed, I was like, it's definitely this week, right? And then we asked Alexa, and Alexa was like, no, it's next week. And we were like, well, we've already bought it as one of our dinners, so, because we got sausage and rashers as well.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was a dinner. And so we just had to run with it. We had no choice.
I like it. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, we were like, it's no big deal. We'll have them again next week.
I mean, you're an adult. You can have pancakes whenever you goddamn want.
Right. Sometimes I forget that. Sometimes I forget that I can just make things, and out of my own fruition. And I'm like, hey, I could just make a cake if I wanted. I saw. What were you?
I was just gonna say you can make yourself a birthday cake, even though it's only February.
That was literally what I was about to say, Sinead. Do you know Claire Saffitz from?
Yes.
That YouTube place that we don't talk about anymore. Claire Saffitz has her own cookbook called Dessert Person and does her own videos on YouTube now.
Oh.
And she did her funfetti, like it's almost like the milk bar cake that you get from that place in New York, but it's like this funfetti cake. And I was like, man, I really want to make that. And then this other girl on YouTube I watched called Grace or Grackle, she's in the UK, and she just did her like, she made up this thing of like a mid birthday, so it's like halfway between her birth, you know what I mean? And she had just like made a birthday cake for herself, and I was like, I could do that. I was like, I want to make this cake, but the only thing is I need to find somewhere to get like crappy American sprinkles that have like the wax on the outside, because the like food safe ones that you get in Europe, they just like blend into the cake and they're not vibrant.
Amazon?
So I need like, yeah, I'm gonna have a look. I need like just like American approved, like basically pieces of plastic to put in my cake.
Beautiful.
That are just about edible, and then I'll be good to go.
You should totally do that. I'm so here for it.
Yeah. It requires buying cake pans and a cake stand, which I don't own, but I'm totally up for buying because fuck it.
It's a global pandemic. Just gotta do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, precisely. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's.
I'm curious.
Apart from WandaVision.
What?
That's it. Oh yeah.
What do you put on your pancakes?
Depends how you're feeling, isn't it? When we had them for dinner, we had sausage and rashers from Rudd's because we knew their bacon was good. I overdid the bacon just a slight bit because I forgot about it. But still yum with maple syrup because obviously.
Very nice.
And then also. So you have like your savoury pancakes first, and then you have like your sweet pancakes afterwards, and then I have Nutella on those ones. But when I used to live at home, we have a crepe pan at home, so we'd do crepes whenever we made pancakes. And that case would usually be some form of savoury crepe, like ham and cheese, and then maybe like Nutella and banana, and then maybe like lemon, sugar, and butter, or then. But the first one you always ate plain.
Really?
I would always make the first one, and the first one would always be crappy.
Oh yeah.
Because you'd have to wait for the pan to like distribute heat, and doing the first one like helps distribute the heat properly. And so the first one would always be crappy, and so we'd always just eat that one plain by just like picking at it, because we knew no one was gonna like eat that one as a full pancake. I know, it's just sort of like an unspoken thing, I guess.
Okay. fair.
It's like the first pancake was always eaten plain. I don't know
That's
why.
so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, when I say pancake, I only ever mean the like thin ones. We're not in a fluffy American pancake household. I always really liked butter and sugar. We never did savoury ones, even though we would have pancakes for dinner, but they were just always sweet.
Yeah.
We never did a savoury one.
That's
I am tempted to do a savoury
completely
one
fine.
next week though. Maybe do like a cheese. I might try replicate. You know that one that we got in DLP that had like the rocket and the goat's cheese?
Yeah, I was about to say you should do like a cheese and mushroom one or something.
Oh yeah.
With like salad.
Yeah.
Like rocket basically. Yeah.
I might do that. But yeah, I love butter and sugar. Not a big fan of the lemon in it, but butter and sugar in a pancake.
See, I find you literally just need the tiniest. You just need
Like
a
a little
little
whisper.
bit tiny. Yeah, like just like.
Oh dear. Please.
Literally just that much lemon, and that's all you need. And then it just cuts through it, and then it's like chef's kiss.
True. Please let us know what you put on your pancakes. I'm always fascinated by what people put on their pancakes.
I am pretty sure my dad's put Ballymilly relish on a pancake at some point.
I'm not really surprised. I don't know why, but that doesn't surprise me.
Indeed, precisely, quite.
Yeah, I'm feeling the cheesy pancake vibes now.
Yeah, see, it's because what you do is right. So you get your crepe and you cook it on the one side, and then as soon as you flipped it over, then while it's still in the pan, you put the grated cheese on it, and then your other toppings, and then while it's still warm, then you fold it up in the pan and then flip it over again just to get everything nice and melty, and then onto the plate.
Ooh, yeah, I may do that.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
That'd
be good. Here's pancake chat with Sinead and Kate.
Welcome to another episode of Pancake Chat.
So how's the rest of your week been?
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm done even. What did we watch? Oh, I wanted to watch X-Men because of WandaVision. I was like, show me some Pietro. Come here.
Fair.
Show me him. I saw a TikTok and it was like Marvel fan, like, fuck's sake, I just had to watch all of the MCU to understand WandaVision, and now you're telling me I have to watch all the fucking X-Men movies too.
Oh, it's true. What a good episode though.
Oh yeah. Ooh. I really liked it. Yeah, it was great.
So good.
I was like, everything's coming up Millhouse, lads.
Just. Oh.
So then we watched X-Men Days of Future Past, which is the first movie with Evan Peters, Pietro, Peter Quicksilver in it. And then Ed said the next two movies are absolutely shite, so we won't be watching them, even though there's more Quicksilver in it.
Nice.
He's like, they basically ruined the X-Men franchise, so we will not be watching them. I'm like, okay, great, cool. That's fine.
I don't know if I've seen them. I have zero recollection of what X-Men movies I have / haven't seen.
There's actually loads.
Yeah.
There's so many. And the thing is, like, if you don't, it's kind of like the MCU. Like, if you're not following it properly, it's very it can be complicated to go back on and be like, the thing is with things that haven't, I find that with things that haven't been straight adapted from the MCU, they get rebooted really quickly and quite often because that's just seems to be what they do.
Yeah.
And you can kind of lose track of who's where and what and why very quickly. But yeah, we got, for anyone who hasn't watched X-Men Days of Future Past, it's a fucking rip. Like, the entire, like, the end of the movie just deletes every movie up until that because it's like time travel. It's literally just the end of the movie is like, all of these movies beforehand never happened, so don't worry about it. Like, apparently, like, all of these characters that, like, tragically died, they're just alive again. Because a thing happened in the past that they changed.
Okay. That's...
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, that would greatly annoy me.
I was like, Dad, I'm sorry, did they just, like, delete all of their movies that they previously made? And he was like, yeah, pretty much. Jesus Christ.
Marvel.
It's actually a pretty good movie, though. And, like, the Quicksilver scene in Days of Future Past is probably one of the best scenes in the whole movie. If anyone wants to just watch that scene, I suggest
I have seen that movie because I remember that Quicksilver scene. I remember being like, this is great.
Yeah, it's exactly kind of what you want Quicksilver to be.
Yeah.
The whole Quicksilver debate is very interesting, intriguing to see from people when they're like, the OG Quicksilver, and you're like, you mean the Evan Peters Quicksilver? Because he is the OG Quicksilver.
I know.
Just because, okay, don't be MCU like elitist. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. Before we finish talking about Quicksilver, there was a clip on the internet of an old interview that Evan Peters did with, I'm not really sure who, but they were all just like throwing shit at each other, and someone like shouted at him, and he was like, well, you're not even a fucking Avenger. And he replied with, for legal reasons, I can't answer that. I can't dispute that.
Brilliant.
And I'm like, wow.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
So good.
I really enjoy.
Yeah, so WandaVision.
Such a good episode. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it was so good. So good. And I'm really happy I managed to avoid spoilers on Friday. People are so keen to talk about it.
And I'm also getting really pissed at all of Disney's Instagram accounts because they're uploading clips of it like before anyone could possibly have had a proper chance to watch it, unless you're watching it the hour it comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck off. Like, I'm gonna watch it. I just have to wait till I finish work to watch it. Like, just leave me alone for 24 hours.
I know.
Jesus Christ, Disney. And like, there was the scene. Oh, do you know what they put on their Instagram as well? They on their Instagram account they put the scene of Wanda walking through the barrier out into like the real world. And like I saw, like, do you know the way? And that's what that came up as. You know the way you don't have enough time to like flick away. That was literally what came up, and I was like, for fuck's sake, Disney! I was like, it's 9 a.m.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
It's just,
but yeah,
it's something that's really like irking me lately, and I get that people have nothing to do right now than to get like hyped for TV shows, and at the minute it's specifically the various different versions of Drag Race that are on at the minute and WandaVision, and people just cannot fucking wait to hop on Twitter or Instagram or anywhere else and give their opinion about the episode and what happened and who won this and who went home and this is what happened. And I'm like, lads, can you stop? It's 7 a.m.
Yeah. See, the thing is, like, if you don't have a job during COVID, that's all you have.
And I get it. I
so do
thoroughly
I
get it.
But I'm like, I'm so sorry, but please, 24 hours. 24 hours. Like, when I'm not working, I also have nothing to do. Mm-hmm. So just give me the 24 hours.
It's gotten to the stage now where, like, the second I wake up on a Friday morning, I go to Wow Presents Bus and start watching Drag Race UK, because I'm like, if I even look at the internet, it's going to have spoiled it for me. So I'm like, just don't even bother. Just go straight and watch it whilst I'm getting ready on a Friday morning. And then Friday, I spend the whole day with Craig into the group being like, has everybody watched WandaVision? Can we talk about WandaVision? Yeah, who's watched WandaVision? And I'm like, Craig, you need to calm down.
Yeah, it's so good. My mum said that she was like, you're welcome for the comment on the podcast. And then I was like, you're welcome to give a comment every week about WandaVision if you'd like. WandaVision. WandaVision. Jesus, I'm like any other name that isn't the name. And she said she'd watch the next episode and give me a comment, and she never did.
It's
too late.
Elise. We even held off for a day.
I was fully waiting for my mom to be like, who's this guy? At the end.
Yeah.
But I really thought that's what you were gonna say, and she didn't come back with it. But anyway, there you go.
Sad times.
But yeah, great episode. Do you know what? At the end of every episode of WandaVision, I'm just like, fuck you, WandaVision, for being so fucking good and only coming out once a bloody week.
I know.
Every week.
Although I have to say, I am enjoying having it as a one a week, because it's something to look forward to every week.
Yeah.
And it's something to look forward to when I like finish work on a Friday. So
there you go.
Yeah. I'm grateful for it. Not a whole lot to be grateful for right now, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I have nothing else. Nothing else. No. Well, any other life updates? I
had my box of 10 flavoured coffees arrive the other day. That was an exciting time. So I'm working. I now have a shelf in my room that is purely just coffees because I couldn't put all 10 jars downstairs because it would have taken over an entire press. So they're fine. They're a couple of the ones I've tried so far are not great, which is a little bit disappointing. And actually, I found, well, I didn't find, I can't remember if it was Amy or Sam had found her, but there's a girl on YouTube that does these like dance workouts, and she does them to like musicals or like Disney songs and stuff like that. So she has some Hamilton ones, and I did the Hamilton part 1, and it was fine. It was grand. It's about 20 minutes long. I was a little bit dead. I wasn't that dead. It was fine. And then I came back from a walk on Saturday, and I wanted to like close my rings on my Apple Watch, and I was like, do you know what? I'll do Hamilton part 1 and I'll do part 2, and I'll do the 2 together and it'll be fine. And even though Sam had warned me that part 2 was way harder, part 2 was a feckin' nightmare. She wanted to be doing burpees. I was like, I am in my arse doing burpees. No, that is not a thing I need to be doing on a Saturday afternoon.
Fuck burpees.
Fuck right off.
Just fuck them.
No.
Just fuck them. That is, the burpee is the one physical activity that makes me want to puke before I've even done it.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll do jumping jacks. You can...
That perfect.
I was like, you can hop up and
adapt
down off
and
the floor.
overcome.
Off you go, woman. More power to you. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Adapt and overcome. That's what I say.
This is it. Avoid.
Oh, question.
Yes.
For anyone that owns a Switch.
Oh.
Have any of you purchased the fitness ring fit thing for Switch?
My friend Amy from Scotland has it, and she says she really likes it, and it's very fun.
Yeah, all of the reviews I see are like, yeah, fun, great. Don't even realize you're doing exercise until your legs hurt the next day, and I'm like, oh.
Because I mean, when you think about it, because like I never had a Wii, but I remember one of my friends that had a Wii and playing that, and that was really fun. And I was like, oh wow, my heart rate's a little bit up. But like you were just like having the bands. I remember playing. Was there a bowling thing? I feel like there was a bowling thing. Yeah, I remember playing bowling.
Yeah, there was Wii Sports and then Wii Sports Resort.
Oh.
And that was when you did like hang gliding and skydiving, and you could do like wakeboarding.
Ooh.
That's what it's called. Oh, there was loads.
There you go. Are you thinking of getting it?
Yeah, it just looks interesting, and like the only thing we can do is like walk the same walk all the time. And the thing I found from a lot of people is like, because there is so much like in-game play of like running and getting things and like finding puzzles and doing all this shit, like people are like, no, you really actually don't notice. Like you're so into like doing the game, and I'm like, oh well, yeah, okay, and you don't need like a space for it or anything. Okay. So I am intrigued.
So if anybody wants to give KP a review, please do.
Please do, because we can. They're like 60 quid, so if me and Ed split it, it's only 30 quid each. That's not that bad.
No, that's fine.
So yeah, that's
happy days.
I think that's everything I have to say now. I think I'm all newsed out.
Yeah. Well, not yet, because we still have to get on to the news.
So, absolutely yonks. No, nothing. No breaking news this week, lads. Sorry for yous. None of this is more interesting than the others.
No.
We'll start with DLP, because I guess that's us. Disney's Magical Fireworks and Bonfire have been scheduled for November 2nd, 4th and 8th of 2021. The annual fireworks show on Lake Disney were cancelled in 2020. So these are the ones that happen out by Lake Disney, where you don't have to actually have admission to the park. You just stand out by all the hotels.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Or if you had a Lakeview room, you'd be bloody set.
Oh, do you know what? You might actually pay the extra for the Lakeview room if you knew this was happening.
Especially in like Sequoia Lodge, because you'd get that like full view. That'd be nice. New photo inside the Cars-tastrophe Canyon in the upcoming Cars Route 66 road trip. It was designed by Axion and Carlo Pardis. I don't know. Local companies near the resort who also engineered animation mechanisms for other Cars heroes that will be visible throughout the attraction. So it's not just this poor, unfortunate truck that they're killing. That
I can't
is
believe they're blowing up a truck. I just can't believe I called that like this time last year. I was like, they're definitely just gonna blow up a truck.
They're killing
The Hong Kong government. Oh, sorry. Say that again.
I was thinking that they're killing a character. Sorry, it was a bit too
well,
jovial.
Pixar. The Hong Kong government announced a relaxing of COVID restrictions on February 18th, 2021, including for theme parks, clearing the way for a possible Hong Kong Disneyland reopening in the near future. Poor Hong Kong Disneyland.
I know.
Bless its little heart. Oh yeah, by the way, that was all the DLP news. I just swung right into the Hong Kong there.
Yeah. Such is life. However, DLP has had a little like spotlight on Disney Parks blog. More importantly, Mabay Phantom Manor. So today, actually, they posted an article called #Disney Magic Moments. Enter Phantom Manor and ride and learn through haunted halls, bewitched ballrooms, and the creepy crypts. So there's a video that is up on the Disney Parks blog YouTube channel that kind of brings you through all the behind the scenes of Phantom Manor. I love when Phantom Manor gets some extra little love. Makes me happy.
Even more hair-raising secrets await to be unearthed. Now enter your doom buggy. Bon voyage.
I heard that as even more hairy, and I was like, "What?"
Is that what I said? Did I say?
No, that's what it sounded like.
Oh.
I was like, gotta love those hairy secrets. Anyways.
Oh.
Carry on, Katie.
Commemorating 20 years at Disney California Adventure Park at Disneyland Resort. Disney California Adventure Park opened on February 8th, 2001, more than 45 years after Walt Disney opened his original theme park, as part of the largest expansion in Disneyland history at the time. Since then, the Disneyland Resort has become a world-class family destination with 2 theme parks, 3 hotels, and the downtown Disney district. Disney Parks blog just basically are like, hey, look at all these things that you might be able to see again one day. They just pick out like the Avengers campus is going to open soon. You can go to Hollywoodland, Cars Land. You can sit at the Pacific Wharf and eat your food with your mask on. The newly designed Pixar Pier, Paradise Gardens Park, and Grizzly Peak. And there's just some pretty pictures. And Buena Vista Street. They're actually pretty nice pictures now to say.
I have to say, DCA is a beautiful theme park. Like, big fan of the DCA vibe.
So happy birthday to DCA.
Woohoo!
That's basically all that is.
Speaking of DCA, there's reservations have opened for the Carthay Circle Lounge, al fresco dining on Buena Vista Street at Disneyland Resort. So starting from February 5th, you can once again enjoy outdoor dining at Carthay Circle Lounge. It's got a seasonal menu and a unique dining environment on Buena Vista Street. And yeah, so you can go, you can have some cocktails, you can pretend like the park is reopened when it absolutely has not. But they are specifying that it is in line with the state of California guidelines and yada yada yada. So if you're in California and very desperate to eat in DCA, you can. Sure.
Placing a mobile order on the Disneyland app will not grant access to Buena Vista Street when the location and or queue are at capacity and a mobile waitlist system for entry is in effect.
Ooh.
Mobile order items are mobile order items and service subject to availability, restrictions and change or cancellation without notice.
Oh damn.
Neat. Hoping Wine Country Trattoria is next up on the list. All right, Ross.
He's very excited.
What did I open here? Oh yeah, the clickbaity article from Disney Food Blog. I'll just read it out. Disney Food Blog put up a clickbaity article saying, news, could we see cultural representatives in Epcot again soon? No.
In summary,
is the answer.
No.
They're like, oh, this place is asking for applications again, and the very bottom is like, but they'll only come when it's safe to do so. And it's like, wow, what a waste of a read.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd tell you guys about that. Thought it was funny.
Okay. So in the Magic Kingdom, the Liberty Bell has returned, as has Tom Sawyer Island. That's reopened. So I think it's every like 2 years or so the Liberty Bell goes bye, and they give her a good old refurb. But this year, because of everything that's gone on, they decided to do an extensive refurb. So they took up all the track. The amount of people that are truly horrified at the fact that the boat runs on a track, and I'm like, I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised that it runs on a track, or you're not surprised that people are horrified?
Maybe a bit of both.
Oh, okay.
Like, I figured it would go on a track because, like, a lot of the people that they have that run the rides are, like, especially in Magic Kingdom, a lot of them tend to be, like, college program students. So I'm kind of like, I mean, you don't want to risk somebody, like, just going the wrong way on the boat and just, like, plowing into the Haunted Mansion. Like, that's not a thing anybody wants. So
no, it's still just like a ride.
Yeah.
It's not like the transportation boats that bring you from those places across the thing.
The TTC.
I actually don't know exactly where they bring you from. From the transportation centre to the thing.
Yeah. So
They're boats.
Yeah.
They're real boats.
So the Liberty Bell is back. They have when you get on, there are social distancing sticker things on the floor for you to stand on. Tom Sawyer Island has also reopened. However, there's feck all that you can do on it. And seemingly, I was watching the Diz yesterday, and your one Danny waited 40 minutes to get over to Tom Sawyer Island, and then had to wait 45 minutes to go back to Tom Sawyer Island, because the boats that they have to take you over to the island can only have 4 parties.
Jesus, right.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's correct, but man, oh, what a pain.
Yeah. So she waited 45 minutes to get off this island and get back to
That she couldn't do anything on.
mainland Magic Kingdom, basically, yeah.
Jesus, what a waste
So
of time.
there you go. Boats
Leonard
galore.
says, thanks. It's been 0 days since I learned that the waterway at Liberty Square is connected to Seven Seas Lagoon.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Thanks, Leonard. Which one's this? What's new in Downtown Disney? Pineapple churros and a retro photo op.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow. I don't really think that was the correct music.
Well, we're going with it.
Disney Food Blog has said our visit to Downtown Disney kicked off with a whole lot of food. We started with apple pie funnel cake fries in a Mickey ear hat bowl.
Lads,
Yes.
these things look fucking sensational.
So these babies, and literally it says, these babies are coated with cinnamon sugar and topped with classic apple pie filling, caramel sauce, whipped cream, and a sprinkling of streusel crumbs, all with funnel cake fries.
In a Mickey ear hat bowl. Like, lads, I could actually cry at how delicious this looks. Like,
Now, do you know what's terrible? It's $16, and I went, that's not bad.
but you get
In
the
my
bowl.
head. Yeah, exactly.
Oh. You know you're a Disney Parks fan when a dessert that's $16 doesn't sound too expensive.
Down Buena Vista Street in Disney California Adventure, you can find the cheapest diamond ever because it's a glow cube. The sapphire-like glow cube flashes between blue and teal and is controlled by the Mickey head in the middle.
There you go.
How much is that? $5.49. Again, not that bad. What is wrong with us? And then finally, over at the Bright Red Churro Cart in Disney's DCA Hollywoodland, we gave a rather interesting churro a try. The chocolate pineapple churros are available for $6.25.
I don't like pineapple.
Crushed or they're covered with chocolate, crushed Oreos basically, with a drizzle of pineapple glaze.
Now, a churro with Oreos on it, I'm here for. I really dislike pineapple, so I don't think I'd be down for trying these.
Interesting. And then over at Trolley Treats, over at Trolley Treats, 20th anniversary celebrations are in full swing with a DCA Happy Birthday Caramel Apple available for $12. It's a Granny Smith apple, correct. It's the only correct apple for a caramel apple.
Agreed.
Coated in caramel and milk chocolate with a milk chocolate Happy Birthday piece and a white chocolate candle and marshmallow ears.
I will say, just to like eat, not a big fan of a Granny Smith. Much prefer a Pink Lady. But for a caramel apple, you need that sourness.
See, I eat my apples with peanut butter,
Oh,
and
fair.
I'm a big Granny Smith.
I'm a
apple.
big granny.
that also sometimes. I hate Pink Ladies and red apples.
Eat them every day. Literally every single day.
The
I love a Pink
texture
Lady.
is just different, and
Big fan.
I just big nope. They also have some white cheddar corn puffs and some honey barbecued pot potato chips.
There you go.
I think that's all. I think that's all we need then from that. I'm just like reading out the food of like what I'll never be able to eat.
Dun, dun, dun. So some updates from Epcot. So do you remember those big like gravestone things that used to be out in front of Spaceship Earth that like had all the teeny tiny little faces on them? And you know how they're gone now and they've replaced it with those beautiful fountains? Well, they've taken all the teeny tiny photos and they've whacked them onto these like multicolored walls because we know Disney loves a wall, and they've put them back. Now, seemingly they're over by like the security booth, so they're like you have to really want to walk and find these. Like you have to like if you unless you're a person that maybe has one of these little photos from way back when, you're probably never actually going to see them. But the walls themselves look pretty cute. Seemingly they are printed onto like sheets of aluminium or something like that, I think. But they're cute. It's nice that people are getting their photos back if you were that way inclined that you had them in the first place. But yeah.
I wonder, did enough people complain? I don't know what was the like
I think it was
contractual obligation
at
the time.
Years.
Like, oh, okay.
I could have just like picked that out of the clear blue sky.
It's still cute though, and like if they put it somewhere where they just needed walls anyway, and have just like put this onto it, then I mean,
yeah. Plus, people love a Disney wall. This is long been established. People love a Disney wall, so why not?
Then DCA, a lot of DCA news. DCA could hold a food festival and rehire people. What? It's still not clear. This is an LA Times article. It's still not clear when Disney's theme parks in Anaheim will reopen, but the House of Mouse hopes to appease its most ardent fans by holding a food and beverage festival on the grounds of its California Adventure Park in March. To help launch the festival, Disney announced it would recall about 1,000 employees who were laid off or furloughed after Disneyland and California Adventure Park closed last March as COVID-19 pandemic swept into the US. An additional 350 Disney staffers have returned to work with the recent reopening of the eateries and stores in the adjacent shopping district known as Downtown Disney. It's tentatively
there you go.
Scheduled for mid-March. I will invite guests to wander through the park, shop for food, drinks and souvenirs, and take in what Disney calls unique, carefully crafted entertainment experiences. Dates and ticket prices has yet to be announced, and no details on the entertainment were released. So, yeah, they've basically said they're going to do something, but they haven't said what, when, or who.
Fair.
Or how much.
The more important bit. How much?
Yeah. To all these legacy pass holders who no longer have a pass. Do you know they're calling themselves legacy pass holders now?
That's what
they are called.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But
I'm just like, fuck you.
The only other thing I was going to mention, and I only purely saw it because I sent Kate a picture of these yesterday. So Funko Pop have brought out some Star Wars Valentine's Day Funko Pops, and they are outrageous.
They're great.
They are.
If anyone wants to buy me one, just let me know.
They are entirely pink and red. They're all holding, so you can get a Yoda, there's an R2-D2, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, and Chewbacca. And each of them are holding a heart-shaped, I suppose, box of chocolates. And they're just ridiculous. They're great, but they're ridiculous.
I just love them. I'd buy them.
I'm curious, though, and it's something that we haven't really mentioned. These new emos, the little tiny things, what's your thoughts on them?
I don't like them. I think they're cute, but do you know what? To me, they're quite like the whole Tsum Tsum fiasco.
Yeah.
Whereas if we were in the let's say we were both still working in the store, and it was precedented times, they'd just be stuff. They'd just be the things that kids buy with their pocket money, the like cheapest thing in the store kind of thing. And I think they'd be good for those kind of kids because you can buy the little outfits for them and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the volume of Instagram accounts that have been made for these people's new emos, where it's like just
Japan.
Singular accounts for them. It is. Well, it is. That's what new emo is Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a sucker for the little spirit jerseys, I have to say.
Have you seen
But
the tiny little Loungefly backpacks that are €20?
yeah,
€20.
yeah. And if you're, I don't think you still are, but the 30 Years of Disney Store Facebook page that everyone got chucked onto that time. This year, Disney released remember those little ear ornaments for the trees?
Yes.
That I showed you, the Mickey ears? They fit on the new emos.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So, that was good because they were, in America, I think they reduced to like $3 in a lot of places. So they were selling the ears to go along with the new emos.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I like them. I mean, if I worked in the store, I'd definitely own at least one with an outfit at this stage.
Probably.
But the fact that I don't, and they're also extremely difficult to get a hold of on shopdisney.eu, I probably won't.
That's fair.
But I guess, like, they sold out really fucking quickly.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like, things, isn't it? That, like, they just need to... I don't know. I find it ludicrous that you can get a Disneyland Paris Spirit jersey for your new emo, but you can't get Disneyland Spirit jerseys for yourself.
Well,
In the
capitalism.
Yeah, because I'm on the Shop Disney EU website. There is not a single Spirit jersey. Not a single one.
No.
Joys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Welcome to Brexit. Also, exciting but unexciting news, because I know we're supposed to hate Amazon, but also
Necessary evil.
there's
Necessary
only so far
evil.
I can go. They have they're heading up to open their brand new distribution site in Dublin so that we can stop paying import fees,
Woohoo! That'll be fun.
which I'm very excited for because I'm sick of having to pay an extra £7 every time I want to buy something.
I know.
And like, I've checked, and buying it from Germany pretty much comes out the exact same price. So like, might as well use my
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It is.
Oh, Brexit.
But yeah.
Anyway, that's everything for the news, lads. Hope you enjoyed that.
So, as we mentioned last week, we are carrying on with our imagination vacation. There we go. This is part 3. This is Walt Disney World for our respective birthdays.
We're doing what I like to call the theme park trader gag, where we find one thing and we string it out for as long as possible.
Oh, it's very true.
And we see how many episodes we can get out of doing the exact same thing, just slightly different.
Although I have to say, I do thoroughly enjoy their like championship things. They're doing restaurants
Yeah,
at the
me
minute,
too.
and I'm
I
just
think-
like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I went for a
me too.
walk the other day
Spec-
and was listening to their episode about the like best restaurant in Animal Kingdom, and I was just like, I haven't eaten in any of these, but now I'm really hungry, and all I want is to go to Animal Kingdom and eat. Even though I have no idea
Everything.
what is available in any of the restaurants.
Everything you can.
But still. No, not that I can either, but still. So, I'll tell you the way I did it. You can tell me if you did it any different. So, I went onto the Disney World website and just did the tickets and hotel, because I think when I went to Disney World, I think we did the flights as well. And I never want to fly American Airlines ever again. So, I knew what way I wanted to do my flights. So I just did hotel and thing, and then I picked a value that I would like to stay at if I was picking a value, and then I went moderate and deluxe and did the same. I also have an honourable mention, but I'll explain that. And then I went on to Universal, and people had given me various recommendations of where to look for Universal. So I have 3 Universal hotels, but I actually don't think I would stay at any of them.
Oh, okay.
So
I have... So I have my dates.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have... I'm just looking at my spreadsheet. Then I have a value, moderate, deluxe, including tickets. I also didn't look at the flights because I'd never book it that way.
Yeah.
So why would I even look at it? Then I have 1 Universal, 1 completely off-site,
I didn't do that.
and then my flights.
Cool. All right.
But I only have 1 set of flights.
Oh yeah, no, same.
Yeah?
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fab. Okay, so we're pretty much on the same page. Happy days.
Great, well done.
Do you want to kick off first because your birthday is sooner?
Sure. So, we'll start with the Value Resort.
What date do you go on?
Oh, yeah. The 30th of May to the 14th of June.
Nice.
So I arrived before my birthday to give myself a little bit of settling in time.
Beautiful.
Because we all know that on my birthday, I'm going ham. And so I want to be energized.
I'm curious. What would be your birthday? Like, what park are you going to? What have you got planned? Just off the top of your head.
Oh, yeah, like shit. Tell me your detailed plan for your imaginary birthday that we didn't discuss beforehand.
But I'm just curious now, off the cuff.
I'd probably definitely want to go to Magic Kingdom.
Agreed.
I would want to find the... Oh my god, Sinead, what are their names? The Barbershop
Dapper
Boys.
Dans?
Yes, my god.
Barbershop Boys.
Blank there. I would like seek a cast member to be like, yo, where the Dapper Dan's gonna be because it's my birthday and I've come all this way and I really just want them to sing happy birthday to me so I can cry for a good 10 minutes.
Fair.
And that would absolutely make my life. And they'd be like, yeah, sure, they'll be here at 1 o'clock.
Fair.
So yeah, I'd probably want to meet Winnie the Pooh, because but I'd probably have to go to Epcot for that. But anyway, we'll get around that.
No, you can meet him in...
I
mean, non-COVID times, you can meet him in Magic Kingdom as well.
Yeah, true. I definitely want to have some sort of sit down. I think I'd like a sit down lunch with, like a sort of an early dinner, late lunch type situation. So then in the evening I can drink, watch the fireworks, and just cry.
Love it. Love it.
Like happy cry, like really, really like ecstatic cry. Like, and I'd also watch the fireworks and stuff. And just basically, I think my birthday would have to be a chill day. Like, I couldn't expect too much out of it because then you get way too sad when all that shit doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I think like wanting the Dapper Dans to sing, having a nice meal, and getting, do you know what? I'd get one of those stupid birthday cakes that you have to pay extra
You should
for.
do a dessert package.
Yes.
Free booze and copious amounts of cake.
Right? Yeah, something
I
like
say
that.
free booze. You're paying a lot of money. It's not free, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And then definitely watch the fireworks, and then just drink.
Nice.
And then whatever happens in the middle happens in the middle. I'd probably go see more characters than I would go on rides, because you'd probably want better experiences on your birthday rather than rides. Do you know what I mean?
You could do that Rapunzel breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah! The Rapunzel breakfast, grand, and then late lunch, early dinner, and
Beautiful.
then you'd be grand to just drink for the rest of the day then, because you think how much food you'd have in your system.
You can have dessert for dinner.
Yeah. There we go, lads. There we go. We're sorted.
So where are you staying?
Right, so starting with value, we have art. So I want to say I actually can't remember what way I did this, I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going with picking all the cheapest ones, and then I think I just got bored and just started picking them. So this is what we have. We have the value. Oh, out of the values, the only value I really want to stay at is Art of Animation, so that's the one I picked. So for the 30th of May to the 14th of June, including tickets, no meal plan. €3,737.
The dining plan is coming back.
Oh, see, I refuse to go to Disney World without a dining plan, because
just makes life easier.
when you're coming from here, like, what's the
2
point?
weeks, like nah.
What's the point of going without one? Like, yeah, it's a lot of
seemingly from April there are rumors going around that a dining plan situation will be back.
So Disney haven't really lost that much money then.
Probably not.
No matter how much they cry about it, really they haven't if they're willing to bring back the dining plan. Anyway, so Art Animation, €3,737, tickets and hotel.
Okay.
Then my moderator's Coronado Springs.
Okay.
Which is cheaper than my value.
Ooh.
At €3,549. So it's a good, like, nearly €200 cheaper to stay in Coronado Springs. Then the deluxe, obviously I picked the Grand Flow because not all of the deluxes were available to me.
Okay.
So I was going to pick Animal Kingdom Lodge, but it wasn't an option.
Okay.
So I picked the Grand Flow for a whopping €8,557.
Jesus.
Who Nelly. Then my off-site, I picked the Sheraton Orlando Lake Buena Vista Resort, which is near Disney Springs,
Okay.
for a very moderate €1,396.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? It said it's a 10-minute drive to Disney World.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute drive.
So the
What's that,
Uber
like
would
a
be
25-minute walk? Or like a really quick Uber. Like, that's really nothing. I was like, interesting. And then I was going to do a villa, but because of COVID, a lot of the offsite villas aren't there on booking.com. And so I just didn't pick it. Oh, I skipped my Universal. My Universal, I picked Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort.
Very nice.
Which on booking.com was €2,924. And then to buy tickets separately from Walt Disney World is the exact same price as it is to include them in your package.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
€1,050 for 14-day ticket for two people, which I isn't that bad. Then my flights with Aer Lingus for 2 people was €1,084, which I'm sorry, what?
That's very expensive.
No, it's only like 500 something each.
Oh, my flights
for
are
return
much
trips
cheaper.
to Orlando. See it, but like at when the times are good, flights to Orlando can go up to over €1,000.
True.
So when it was like €1,000 for 2 people, I was like, whoa.
Also, trick is, if you want to fly direct, which, I mean, why would you not want to fly direct? Thursdays. Thursdays are the day to go.
Yeah.
Or Saturdays, I think.
I couldn't find for my dates. There were no direct flights. I have to lay over. So it goes from, let's see if I can do this. Just why not? So Dublin to JFK, then JFK to Orlando.
Okay.
So you leave Dublin at 10 to 11 in the morning, and you arrive in Orlando at basically 6 p.m. Basically the same day, next day kind of situation. Then coming home, it's Orlando to Boston, with a 2.5-hour stopover in Boston, and then Boston to Dublin. And so you basically lose a day flying home. So it's a 1,084. So if you were to stay at Coronado Springs, because let's be real, my first ever trip, I'm not staying offsite. If you were to stay at Coronado Springs with those flights, it works out as €2,316 per person for 14 nights in Walt Disney World with tickets and flights.
All right.
It's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Be better with a dining plan, but not that bad.
No, I agree. Fair. My prices, a lot of them were very, very similar. So, and I think the benefit with my birthday is that it's just before the 50th. So I think that's why it's that little bit cheaper. I think even if I went like a week or 2 later, it would be astronomically more expensive. So the dates I picked were September 9th to the 23rd, which is a Thursday to a Thursday. Because again, if you fly on I think a Thursday and a Saturday, you can get direct flights from Dublin. And if you have never flown to America from Dublin, you should, because never do a layover in like London or anything like that. Because if you go directly to America from Dublin, you pass the like security checks and like immigration and stuff in Dublin before you ever even get on the plane. So amazing. So my value, I also went with Art of Animation. I would quite happily stay in Pop as well, but I like that they're on a Skyliner. Big fan of them being on a Skyliner.
Yeah, me too.
Absolute benefit. But I really like the Little Mermaid, and I like all the big statues and stuff. So kind of made sense. So including tickets for 2 people, 3,738, which is fine. The moderate, again, my moderate was cheaper than the values, which was also Coronado Springs, which was 3,549, including tickets. However, I have put in an honourable mention for a moderate, which is Caribbean Beach. Because again, Caribbean Beach also has a Skyliner, and it's also one of the Skyliner hubs. So I think once you get on a Caribbean Beach, you can either go directly to Hollywood Studios or Epcot, depending which one you're going to. So I would be very tempted to pay the extra just to have a bit less faff. However, the only room available was Pirate Room, which is obviously that little bit more expensive. So that was 4,499. So it's an extra €1,000. So yeah, but I wanted to put it down as an honorable mention, anyways. And then deluxe. The deluxe that I would absolutely 1,000% want to stay at is the Polynesian. However, because the Polynesian is under refurb at the minute, it was extortionate money, and I was like, there is no way in hell. And then the other ones, Animal Kingdom wasn't available to me either. Would also love to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I would also be very intrigued of the Riviera, but the only room left in the Riviera was 26 grand. So I was like,
absolutely not.
No. So I went for the Beach Club Resort, which I think Craig stayed at before, and absolutely bloody loved it. It was 6,448 for the 2 weeks, right? But you can walk, obviously you can walk to Epcot. If you spat hard enough, you could hit the fucking Spaceship Earth. It's very close to Epcot. But you can also walk to Hollywood Studios. So I quite liked that it's near to. Because you can drink around the world and then stumble home. Or you can walk to Hollywood Studios and try get your Rise of Resistance boarding group. This was my thought process. So there was also, I think, about a tenner between Yacht and Beach.
Oh,
and
fuck it.
I think they're basically the same anyways, but I'm pretty sure Craig had stayed in Beach Club and raved about it, so I was like, I'll go with Beach Club then. So they were my Disney World options. Universal, I was told by people Hard Rock is a fantastic hotel. Hard Rock was very expensive though. It was $4,571. That's not including your tickets to Disney. However, it does include obviously your Universal tickets and also express passes for Universal. And you get early entry. Cabana Bay was recommended by Nick. Cabana Bay was $2,401. I said euro on the first one. It's dollars, FYI. But again, that doesn't include your tickets for Disney or Ubers and stuff like that. And then Endless Summer, which is I think the newest resorts that are at Universal, was $1,792. Again, that includes your tickets.
They are very value hotels, aren't they? Those new ones.
Yeah. So that does include tickets for Universal, but you would then have to pay the additional $1,000 for the tickets for Disney. And then I Googled the average Uber price to get from Universal to Disney. I didn't look up the specific hotels because honestly it could not be arsed. So it varies anywhere between $15 to $35. So if you're factoring that in a day for 2 weeks. Now, obviously, if you're going to be there for 2 weeks, it just makes more sense to stay on Disney rather than Ubering back and forth. But just something to bear in mind. And then I found tickets for Walt Disney World on Attraction Tickets Direct for €509 each.
Yeah, it's basically the same.
Negligible.
A tiny bit cheaper.
Yeah, negligible. Yeah. And then my flights with Aer Lingus direct to Orlando were $382 per person.
Whoa! That's so cheap!
$382 per person. And I think I left it open. So that was on Skyscanner. So you leave Dublin at 3 o'clock, which I think is a nice flight time.
In the afternoon.
Yeah, you can get yourself some lunch. Get your stuff sorted in the morning. Happy days.
You could eat enough food beforehand to have a nice meal, to which you would then fall asleep on the plane for a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying fucking overstuff yourself. I'm just have a nice, do you know when you have a nice meal and you feel a bit sleepy afterwards? That kind of.
You could also have a real boozy lunch in the airport. Although maybe wait until
after
you go through, because you do go through. So if anyone's never flown to America from Ireland, or if you're not from Ireland, there you hit a certain point in both Dublin and Shannon where technically you're on American soil, and it's American border police and everything like that you go through. You go through immigration before you ever leave Ireland. So maybe don't drink a whole hell of a lot before you get to border security. But I will say the border security here are far nicer than any of the border security I've ever encountered in America. Because
I have heard that.
I mean, they are all American. They are all American citizens. But they're obviously living in Ireland, so they kind of can have the bands with you. So, yeah. But yeah, so you leave.
And also, sorry, if anyone has an American passport going through pre-clearance from here, they're even because Ed has his American passport for when he goes over,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh my god, hi!" They're just like, "Wow, come on in."
Brilliant. But yeah, so you leave Dublin at 3:00. You land in Orlando at like 7:15. So I would imagine you would, by the time you'd like go through everything in the airport and like get on the Magical Express, RIP, and whatnot, and get to your resort, I would imagine it would be between like 9 and 9:30. So like that's enough time to like get some food and then go to bed, and then you'll be like up at the arse crack of dawn to go to probably Magic Kingdom the next day, and then coming back it's a 9:05 flight, which again I feel like that gives you a good like chunk of time in the park in the morning, and then you can like go back to your resort in like the afternoon, get your stuff sorted, and then go home, and you land in Dublin at 10:25, which again is a very reasonable time because normally with American flights you get in at like 6:30 or something stupid like that. So yeah,
There you go.
if only we could go.
These are both fun and sad at the same time.
Yeah,
I have to say.
I feel like these ones are more sad because they're that bit more unlikely.
Yeah. One day.
Although I have to
One
say,
day.
from looking at like doing like 3 nights in DLP versus 2 weeks in Orlando,
Yeah, they're very like they're not
Eye-opening.
proportional in the slightest.
eye-opening.
Isn't it mad? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Bit of a short and sweet one, but I mean, can you blame us? No, you can't.
We're doing what we can with what we got.
Yeah, we do. If you guys have any ideas for videos, what am I, a YouTube star? If you guys have any ideas for any topics you'd like us to cover, please let us know.
Yeah, we only have one more of these.
We'll yeah, shit. We're gonna have to start doing Hong Kong or something now. If there is anything you guys would like to talk about, or you would like to talk about, or your sister would like to talk about, I don't know, anything, just hit us up at Mickey Waffles Pod on Instagram, and the handle's the same on Twitter at Mickey Waffle Pod. Just sans the S.
Yeah. So next week we will have another Imagination Vacation where I will plan Halloween, and I dread to think how expensive it is because it's right around the 50th. So fuck my life. And Kate's gonna plan Christmas.
Woo woo woo.
So
Woo.
yeah.
Yep. So that's pretty much it.
Thanks so
Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Bye.
And we'll see you next
Why
week.
am I waving?
Bye. I don't know.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.